Silicon Valley, technology, art, green, and sustainability.
Welcome to another episode of Silicon Valley Tech, Art, Green, and Sustainability, SVTAGS.org. And today I'm so honored to have Trish Dorsey and Ryan Gleason, Director of Operations and, VP of Operations?
Director of Operations.
And Vice President of Mission Services.
Correct.
Which I was just blown away when I went to the senior roundtable and you talked about all the services you guys do. It's just incredible. But before we go there about the Goodwill, let's find out a little bit about both of you. Would you like to start off and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'll tell you about myself and Goodwill only because that's been my life. I've been there for 20 years.
Shut the door.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I started actually in Santa Cruz at the Goodwill there,
okay.
Santa Cruz, Monterey Bay, and I was in the retail side of things over there. And then I moved to the San Jose office, which is the Silicon Valley Goodwill, and have been there for 13 years. So, and I'm doing the mission work and the programs that you're referring to. So,
well, it's great work that you do.
Yeah, it's a great organization, and it's one that, I mean, whoever thought I'd be in one organization for 20 years?
And are you from the Bay Area originally?
No, I'm not. But I've lived in this area long enough that I kind of feel like this is my home. Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've been here for 30 years, so.
Yeah. So no accent. I can hear a little something now you're talking.
You
it's
probably
good.
do. It's a little bit of a draw.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. And then Ryan, what about you? How long have you been with the Goodwill? Where are you from originally?
May was 12 years for me.
Wow.
I was hired 12 years ago by a young lady named Trish Dorsey. And before that, 2.5 years with the Salvation Army. So my work history for the majority of my adult life has been in nonprofit in the operational end. Before that, it was very eclectic with a lot of trade work, industry work. But I'll be charitable to myself today and say I was aimless before I came.
Did you go to college for working in operations?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
No, I didn't.
So you really made your career path then. Yeah.
I did. I have a knack for it.
And you said you were from the Bay Area originally?
From San Jose. I was born in San Jose.
Born and raised?
Yeah.
Yay, San Jose. Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us about the Goodwill. Of course, I love the Goodwill, so I know all about the Goodwill, and now I know more that I heard your presentation, but tell us about the Goodwill and what you guys are up to.
Sure, there's so much to say. It's funny because you said you had no idea what we do, what we're really all about. And we do tours at Goodwill for anyone who's interested, but we do them all the time and show them what we're about. And we call it the I Had No Idea Tour because at some point through the tour, invariably somebody says, I had no idea. So on the mission arena within Goodwill, we do a lot of programs, and most of so we have adult and youth. And with the adult programs, we're really focusing on helping people who have barriers to employment to become employed. And so we facilitate that, whether that means some training that they might need, industry certification, maybe just job search and readiness skills. We also do a transitional jobs program where we utilize the social enterprise as a tool for folks who aren't otherwise employable at this moment. We employ them and we provide them with additional supports, job coaching, and a lot of workshops. They're there for 12 months, and then we work with them in their transition into employment outside of Goodwill. So there's a lot of employment-focused work that we do. We're really about facilitating folks who want to make a change to be able to make that change. We give them the opportunity, and then they take it.
I'm going to pull up the first slide, too, because I think on the first slide we have, so there's your mission, and it's a little small probably for people to read unless they have a really large TV. Yeah. So they can go to goodwillsv.org and take a look at the mission, which, again, you can pull that down. I'm just blown away at everything that you do. And I think there was like 50 programs that you went over.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's 50, but it's a lot. And that's why I said it's a lot to talk about here, but it is, yes, we do, and we're growing all the time. I mean, we've grown every year. We've expanded our programs to serve additional populations, and just doing a lot of fun stuff. It's a great organization. Yeah.
How many employees do you guys have?
About 805. It was 805 last check.
Wow, and that's just in the valley.
Yeah,
The-
Santa
the-
Clara and San Benito County.
Okay, okay. And retail stores, is it 19 or is it
19.
more?
19.
19.
Is there more
For now.
opening? Okay, yeah.
There's a couple.
Soon. In about a year and a half, we're looking at a new spot. But we're also we have been undergoing a lot of store remodels, and right now we have a couple of big ones in process.
I'm going to pull up a slide too for that. I think we have a couple slides to pull up. Here's the mission services one that I guess we should have pulled up earlier.
Oh, okay.
With new opportunity programs,
Yeah.
veteran placement, veteran family services, autism spectrum employment program, which is really cool.
Yeah,
Youth
it
program
is.
and wellness. And then let's pull up the next one. And so this is some of the locations when I pulled up Bay Area. I think the one on the corners, the Goodwill, Willow Glen, which I love that one. Pull up the next one. And there's a couple more, which I think one of them wasn't yours, and we could pull those down.
One on the
They-
left is Alum Rock, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the
Alum
one on the
Rock Boulevard.
bottom, yes, no,
That's-
maybe.
No, that's our Alum Rock
That's
store.
Alum Rock.
Okay,
Mhm.
and the one on the top, probably, I don't know. The brick one looks like the one in Palo Alto, the one that's off El
Yeah.
Camino. We could pull that
That was
down.
on the first slide, but
Okay,
yeah, it
okay,
was.
which the rooftop.
Mhm,
That's one of
that's
my
right.
favorite ones. So I'm
should
actually,
be.
what I'm wearing today, this dress, I either got at the Palo Alto or the Campbell one. I'm a big fan, of course, of reusing and reclaiming. So, someone's junk, someone else's is treasure, right?
Right.
So more stores in the works then, you said, or?
That'll be the future. We'll be looking at new models as the business climate is changing, and we're going to have to adjust to the new business climate. It's getting more and more expensive to operate in California and Silicon Valley, so we're going to have to adjust our business. We run our social enterprise. We run it like a for-profit business that supports our mission.
Mm-hmm.
So just like every other business in Silicon Valley, we'll have to adjust as well to remain a healthy
To rents going
Viable.
up and electricity and water and
minimum wage and
Yeah.
everything.
yeah, which is it? It's almost 15 now, isn't it? An hour. It's soon.
Yeah.
That's coming.
10:30 currently in San Jose.
But it's probably going to go up soon. The programs to help adult and youth. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, or?
Sure.
Adults and youth.
So with on the adult side, like I said earlier, it's really about helping people to find their employment path and then get them on that path. So it's all around self-sustaining, getting folks out of poverty, or even someone who was working and their job was eliminated and they need to retool. That's the folks that we would work with. We also work with the reentry population. We have a great relationship with the County of Santa Clara.
So, for example, someone that maybe had a child and they haven't worked in a while, and now they're reentering the workforce.
No, I'm sorry. So reentry, see that we have this jargon, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Reentry is those people that are coming out of the criminal justice system.
Okay.
And so we have this county contract with them, and we work with all kinds of folks, and it's been an awesome program with just the amount of folks that have gotten placed into jobs and have not gone back into the system is incredible, and so it's been a real success. Then, as you see, we work with the veteran population and other low education. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the next slide right now too. If Gopher could pull that up, and it has. So here we've got the career services.
Right.
This was from your website, and again,
Right.
I heard your talk, so it's more expansive than just these line listings. But the A+ computer repair good guard program, which I saw you guys are looking for people right now on your website.
Uh-huh.
Employment readiness program, the transitional work experience program, vocational. Professional workshops and English classes and U.S. citizen prep classes, which is just fabulous. We can pull that down. So there's just so much.
There's so much, and that's all on the adult side, and then there's the youth side. So there's a whole nother arena that we're in, which is helping at-risk youth in the high schools.
And then I would pull up one other slide too, because I think this one also has to do with your, so the Employment Ready program, which I had to ask you what the ERP was, and vocational construction. So we can pull that down. So I'm interested in both of those. Tell me about those a little bit.
Okay, so I'll jump in.
Sure.
Okay.
So the Employee Readiness Program is the transitional jobs program. So we take the folks who come to us who really want to work, but they're having difficulty in obtaining that work. So we'll bring them into our social enterprise, whether it's retail stores, warehousing, a variety of different places. and give them 12 months of paid work experience. But it's more than that. They get additional support. So they have a job coach that works with them very closely. They have workshops that they are mandated to go to in addition to the paid work experience, and they get paid to go to the workshops. And we give them transportation assistance and food assistance and whatever it might be, so that during that 12 months, they're really getting ready to then transition on into mainstream work.
And
we
then the
help with that.
construction vocational?
Yeah, so construction is it's a pre-apprenticeship construction program that we are working with the Laborers Training Center
Okay.
on, and they actually do the training. We
And then
work
are you
with
helping
them.
place them and work with different construction, because construction is so booming right now.
It's so hot.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My significant other is a construction supervisor, and it's
So you know.
so it's always trying to find people to help, and
Right.
there's always people. I shouldn't say this on camera, but there's always people trying to get him to move over to another place.
Oh.
You should give him a raise. Anyway, so the construction's so
Construction's
booming.
very hot, and that's a good point, because what we do is we're always changing our training programs based on what the community needs are at the time. So right now, construction's very big.
And it's not just new
security's very big.
construction; it's tenant improvement
Sure.
with tech startups and
Sure.
and other things. So
Yeah, and this is also a really successful program just because it's such a need in Silicon Valley right now.
I think there's one other slide too. Let's pull that up for the Employment Ready program. Oh nope, this is going to the next program
Yeah.
for the next
This is
question for
Ryan.
Ryan. We like to say reuse, remake, reclaim here, and conserving, reusing, and rethinking before you dump into the trash. So tell us about your clothing, and we could pull that down and what that process is. You told us a little bit, and I was kind of blown away about it. So
it's amazing.
So I'll touch on it. So when a donation shows up, let's say directly to one of our stores, only about 30 to 35% of that donation will make it to the sales floor. It's processed in the back room, and the best of the best, that 30 to 35% is put on the sales floor.
Only 30 to 35% of what you get.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right. And
Wow.
after 4 weeks, which is the time we leave it on the floor, only around half of that will sell. So when it's all said and done, only around 18% actually we resell to a customer.
So 30% is approved of the 100% that you get, and then only 18% sells.
About half of that 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Overall 18%.
Okay.
So out of 100%, 18.
Then what happens with
Well,
the rest of the?
That's where I come in. So that product comes back to the plant. It's my job to sell it as many times as possible and to keep it out of the landfill. So we have various
I'm
filters.
paying
that-
homage to you.
Yeah.
I
Good
know.
job.
I know.
Let me put it to you this way. In 2008, we sent 10,000 tons to landfill. Our landfill bill was $1.1 million. In 2014, it was $260,000. We sent 3,700 tons.
Wow, from 1.1 million to 260.
$60,000
Wow.
for
Wow.
the bill. So what we do is we try and sell it locally, all this product that comes back from the store. And we sell it to an as-is store that I have back at our main facility. And those folks will buy it and take a certain percentage of what they buy and sell it at local flea markets, take it down to Mexicali, Central Cali. Some of them own thrift shops. Then we take that material, which used to go into the landfill, and we run it down a recycling line. And we pull all of the donated commodities as well as the recycled commodities.
So this gets into the micro businesses then.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
I'm going to pull up another slide right now too, because I think we have. Business services, auto detailing. This is. I think the slides are a little off here. So these are some of your business services: auto detailing, manufacturing, assembly, mattress recycling. So it talks about that, and we could pull that down.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of different type of micro businesses we support. So we're talking about the donated goods, right?
Right.
Well, there's the other aspect, which is just new business. And that one of those things is mattress recycling and auto detailing. Auto detailing last year served 41 program participants. Some of them left recently, actually. 2 of them left and started their own business. This year we're...
And I think I said to you when how long ago was the presentation? Like 6 months ago?
I think so.
I said, I think I need to come in and have my car.
Yeah.
I still haven't
They
had it
do a really good
vacuumed.
Bad. You know what though? They do a great job.
Yeah, so I have to come
Really
in
good
and
job.
get it looked at.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, if you took a look at our property, there were 3,000 mattresses that are dumped illegally at night at our
Right.
donation sites, and they were
Right.
in the back of our yard.
And there's still couches and just everywhere. Yeah.
So last year we disassembled 45,000 mattresses.
Wow. And then you put the veterans to work for that, correct?
That's how it started off. Right now, the majority is reentry population.
Okay.
It's a very difficult job. This year, they're deemed to do over 60,000
because there's the
mattresses.
metal, there's the wood, there's the cotton, right?
The foam.
And then there's also probably polyester in there, not just cotton. Yeah.
Only 8% goes to landfill.
Wow.
from
Wow.
the mattress.
Wow. So the metal gets sold back to a company that may want to melt it down for something, or some
That's
micro
right, it
business that
gets-
can
it gets
use it for.
shredded.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's all usable materials in some way, and so these guys find who can use it. And
So we're not supposed to talk about cost, but I hear it's a very low cost for you guys to come pick up that mattress now too. That you'll pick it up for people if they pay you a fee? No?
No pickup service,
Okay,
but
okay.
you can drop it off at our main facility for
Oh,
free.
okay.
You can drop it off at one of our stores for $20.
Okay. So per mattress, $20.
That's right.
Okay.
but compared to the landfill of,
Well, it used to
Like-
be
Oh
45.
wait, we're not supposed to talk about fees. So
Oh, sorry.
we'll
Oh,
let
sure.
them
Okay.
we'll let them just
All
look
right,
into
figure it
that.
out.
But it's
Okay.
lower than the landfill
Yeah.
fees is what we're going to say. Yeah.
Sure.
And at the landfill, that's where my trailers are parked. Guess where they end up? Back at our facility.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's pull up another slide too. So I think we've got one more. Yeah, so here's the
There's the
mattresses.
mattresses.
Yeah, low cost removal. So you're not removing, but you will. They can bring it to you. So sorry, that slide's a little bit wrong there. But this is what. And there was a couple pictures, and we pulled that down. And, you know,
Yeah.
people have dumped them on the. I live downtown San Jose. We always see
Sure.
chairs and mattresses. You know, some weekend it's moving weekend, right? The first. There's always
Yeah.
something dumped
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
Sure.
So other micro businesses. Do you want to talk about any other micro businesses too?
Well, something that stems from what we do. So last year I sent out 7.8 million pounds of baled clothing. That's
Wow.
clothing that the stores did not or could not sell, and our local vendors did not want to buy it. So we send it overseas or sometimes locally to graders where it's disseminated all over the world. After it comes from those graders, they're made into smaller bales, and it ends up South America, Africa, India, where those bales are bought and they're taken back to their local communities and they're sold as a micro business. Same thing goes with shoes, linens. We bale hats, purses, underwear, belts, and ship
Stuffed
those.
toys.
Stuffed toys, stuffed animals, and these things stay out of the landfill and go all over the world.
Awesome. That's great. Another slide we're going to pull up, and then Trish, I think this one's about fundraising.
Uh-huh.
So tell us about this slide.
So I'm going to let Ryan talk about
Okay.
this, and then I'll talk about how the other side
Yeah,
of fundraising.
so tell us about the slide then.
Sure. So we partner up with other organizations, schools and nonprofits for the most part, and who are looking to raise funds. Well, we need material donations. So what we will do is we
Well, before we go deep into it, tell me what these two organizations are before we pull the slide down. So the right
Oh,
looks like
boy.
kids, and then on the left, obviously you're at a game.
yeah,
High school
that's
game.
not the Girl Scout troop.
Okay, well, we
and
can pull
yeah,
it down. Just pull that down. So
Probably a school.
yeah,
Probably a school, or most likely a school group, a group
Okay.
within a school.
Okay.
So we'll partner up with them, and if they can fill a full trailer, we'll pay them $1,500 for a full trailer. And
Okay.
that's a huge amount of money for a small organization.
of clothing of whatever.
Anything
Do you
we
find
accept
mattresses
as a
in,
donation.
in them too?
No, no. But anything we accept as a donation for the most part. And then,
So toys and clothing and whatever, e-waste.
Housewares.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. We're a certified e-waste collector. And what's really great is once in a while we'll go present at these schools and we'll teach the kids the importance of reuse, repurposing items, recycling.
That's
And then
so
it
awesome.
supports their organization.
And how many schools do you work with, you think?
25 at
yeah.
least.
Yeah,
20
okay.
And growing.
It's growing.
That's great.
Phone
Yeah.
rings off the hook.
It's a real win-win. I mean,
It's very
we
easy
definitely
for them.
benefit from it, and the schools benefit.
And you're probably
community
working with the
benefits.
cities as well.
Yeah.
For
We
different
do.
programs
Yeah,
that they're having.
absolutely.
Tell us what your biggest challenge is, and then also after that, we're going to talk about the best accolades for the business. And you probably have many stories since you've been there so long, and you as well. So, who wants to tackle that question?
Yikes! I mean, there's it's every day is a challenge, right? Because we're in this business of constant change. So the biggest challenge, I'd have to say that for me, with the work that I do in the program side of the house, it's never doing enough. There's always more that needs to be done. There's always a gap in service somewhere, and just trying to grow our programs or partner. We do a lot of partnering with other nonprofits to cover all of the needs of any individual. And so there's, it's just a challenge. It's constantly looking at how can we add this piece or how can we add that piece. I mean, we did, I'll go right into accolades. We decided many years ago when we were working with a certain population that there was a real need for psychology and mental health services. And so we brought on a part-time psychologist. Well, fast forward to today, we've got a full clinic with three psychologists, and another 10 practicum students in there,
Wow.
providing services to over 300 people a year that otherwise would not get those mental health services. So that's a big win for us to have grown into that and provide that.
And that's pretty amazing because, I guess basically in the 80s, facilities were closed,
Right.
And
Yeah.
people that had issues were just kind of left out for whatever.
Right.
And I think now people are realizing there really needs to be those services. So that's a
Exactly.
great service that you do for
It
the
is.
community.
Yeah, it's filling a gap for sure. Yeah.
And any other accolades? Do you want to talk about any other accolades that you guys?
Sure. So last year was an extremely challenging year for us. We have been experiencing, since our new CEO, Mike Fox Jr., came on board 6.5 years ago, we've been experiencing wonderful growth. Well, on the operations end, the business side, we hit a bit of a wall. We had record donations. Our facility is the same, and it was a huge struggle last year. But with hard work, we were able to switch our mode, how we operate in operations to support our retail stores and our donation sites. 1.5 million pounds of donations were processed in a short period of time. And now I have a nice, clean, empty plant ready for the summertime. It was an interesting year and a half.
Huge
Record
challenge.
donations last year.
Yeah.
Well, I know I need to clean out my closet and take some stuff in.
Yeah.
I just turned 50 recently, and it's like, okay, things aren't fitting like they used to. I just need to purge,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And not think that, okay,
And it's
next year I'll be able
okay,
to
yeah.
wear it, right? So you just need to get rid of the stuff. What are your biggest needs right now, too? And this is another slide we're going to pull up in. We usually ask what your community needs are, whether that's people to write about your programs or more donations, cash donations. We can't talk about amount, but what are your needs right now?
Well, I think for the programs, no, for the entire organization, I mean, being able to do things like this where we're talking to the community about what Goodwill really is and being able to reach a larger audience who hopefully is sitting on the other side of the screen saying, I had no idea, right? That's huge for us. It's important for the community to understand what Goodwill is really about, and when they make that donation or they shop in that store, that they are feeling really good about it and understanding that the dollars that are generated from that are going directly into the program side and helping people that need that help. And so when you're shopping at Goodwill, you're not only having fun and getting a good deal, you're really directly helping another person.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And maybe after this, you had a PowerPoint slide, and I couldn't find that with kind of a listing, like a bubble listing of all the different services.
Right,
but I'd
right,
love to
right.
post that on our website
sure.
or on Facebook if you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
find that. What's the one thing that you want to remember, have people to remember about Goodwill and their services, the one takeaway for today? And I think I have 2 more slides, so let's pull that one up really quick because we've got 5 minutes.
You want this one?
Oh wait, before we go there, we're going to ask about the recycling, because this is the e-cycle, just showing some of the landfill of what this is, and of course we could pull that down. There's when you Google e-cycling, you see the kids in India and different
That's
places,
right.
China, pulling apart all of our computers.
Toxic.
So tell us about that really quick too.
1.6 million pounds last year. We're a certified collector through the state and only deal with a certified recycler in this state to ensure that nothing is shipped overseas unless it has been processed and the hazardous material removed from it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And we take anything with
And
a
how
port.
much again is it?
Last
how
year,
many
1.6 million pounds.
pounds? Wow. Okay.
So
So that's a lot of moving heavy stuff. I mean, it's a big process.
It is. And I
Yeah.
think Ryan's talked to you a lot about the different weights of different commodities, but
Yes.
total landfill diversion last year was
20 million, over 20 million pounds.
20 million
Diverted.
pounds diverted.
1 million pounds of plastic we bailed up, kept at a landfill. We are real recyclers. We invite
And that's
anybody to
anything
come down
from
and tour.
children's toys to whatever, plastic
Anything.
lawn chairs. Yeah.
Pretty much anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
various metals, toasters.
And pretty much anything can be reclaimed and melted down and reused in some way. It's just a matter if there's a micro business available to do that, correct?
correct. And
Rather than going into the landfill.
And the collapse in the commodity market last year, and we're recovering it from it this year, all recyclers are suffering right now. But we keep on doing it because we know it's the right thing to do.
I think we're done on the slides. So again, the question I was trying to get to a minute ago is, what's the one takeaway that you want people to remember about the Goodwill?
I
the one
guess
big
I'm going to
message.
repeat one thing, but I think it's that we have diverted 20 million pounds of trash from our local landfills, and we've provided services to over 12,000 individuals, and that's just in 1 year, and it continues to grow, and the impact continues to grow.
Donate to Goodwill.
Yeah. And look at this great dress I'm wearing. I mean, this is just awesome. And you know, I can't say how much it was, but it was very inexpensive, and it's a great one for traveling. And I think I've worn it twice on the show. I try not to do that, but I love this dress. And you know, it's great. It's reusing instead of it going into the landfill. So, so anything coming up to events-wise that people should know about? I think I skipped the question earlier about you used to have a little black dress contest. Is there any events that you guys hold that I know it's going to be? This is probably going to air after Memorial Day, but you have a big sale coming up.
Right.
But during the holidays, usually you have sales. So 4th of July, you'll probably have a sale, and
yeah, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day.
And Halloween is our Christmas. Halloween is the biggest time of the year.
Oh yeah.
And
I think I bought 3 wigs there last year.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That little black dress event.
And they're not used wigs. They're new wigs.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have
Right.
new
We
wigs
do.
to let people know you
exactly.
can find your costume and get a new wig and makeup and whatever. Yeah.
We supplement the donations with new goods to make it a one-stop.
So that's your Christmas, you said.
Yeah, Halloween is our Christmas. Our social media has taken the place of the little black dress thing. All that kind of PR is now being done in social media, and it's getting people to be excited about what they find at Goodwill and sharing it.
So Facebook and then Twitter and Instagram too, or?
I don't know about Instagram, but I know Twitter and Facebook.
I believe he is.
Okay. Yeah. Facebook I've been following for a long time. Hopefully you'll follow me back, and we'll share some photos.
Great.
And any last thoughts? I think we have less than a minute left right now. So really quick, any last thoughts you want to leave us with?
I just appreciate the opportunity to talk about Goodwill to a larger audience. So
well, thank you for coming on, and thank you for taking the time and adding more to this today.
Yeah.
And to the audience, thanks for watching us. Follow us on Twitter, SVTAGS, or Facebook, SVTAGS, www.svtags.org. You have to put the www. And make this a great week by conserving, reusing, and rethinking the way you choose to live here in Silicon Valley and beyond. Thank you for joining us.